What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is Naked News Yoyo speaking. Today, let's compare these two. I know it looks weird because one is a party from dictatorship. The other one is a very popular app from a democratic country. However, my experience told me that these two have so many similarities. Let's find out today. The first point of their similarity is lies everywhere. Under dictatorship, everyone was brainwashed, and the government will always tell people they are serving its citizens. So everyone will think I will be treated nicely and equally here. On this app, the system will tell you for everyone, for all the users, we will use the same standards. So it makes everyone feel hopeful, and everyone would think I would be treated fairly here. However, you will not feel that. Maybe you do not use this app very often and you're not creators, but I do have some evidences to prove I am not lying. How to prove that? Let's see the second point. The second similarity is rules are not used for competition under fairness. However, rules or laws are used as tools to limit people. So if someone is living in a dictator's country, he will find out how much money you have will make your life totally different. For rich people, because they have more social resources and of course they have more money, so their life could be completely different. The government will treat them a lot better compared to normal and poor people, because the government, or you can say dictators, will also use their resources and money to maintain its ruling. But poor people or normal people, we do not have so many things to offer to the government. Our life and death, they just don't care. Some people can break the laws or change the justice systems because they have enough resources and money. However, poor people, even if they only made very small mistakes or they did nothing wrong, they could be sent into the jail or lose their life. On this app, I only showed my belly. However, my posts were labeled with nudity and sexuality. However, this person, she has millions of followers, and apart from private part, she showed almost all the parts of her body. However, her accounts were always safe. It was because if someone is having enough followers, it means users will spend more time on this app. Therefore, the app will receive more benefits from this big account and its followers. That's why no matter how many times they violated the system, they can always survive. Ironically, when my posts were labeled with nudity and sexuality, I have to delete these to get recommended for my followers. However, these posts, if I make advertisement from these posts, I can still use money to get followers because they need money. They think I could be useful. So even if the posts violated the community rules, I can still reach some non-followers. So it's the same for dictators. If they think you're useful, then you're fine. If you cannot offer them anything, then live or die, you cannot choose. So to summarize, when you use this app or when you are living under dictatorship, if you need dignity, you have to pay. The third similarity is when you want to protect your rights, that will be extremely tough. Under dictatorship, all the laws and rules are very unclear. Because if rules and laws are clear enough, then people will know how to think and how to debate for themselves. But when we see unclear rules or laws, we don't know how to negotiate because there are different ways to decode. Therefore, they will have space to protect their ruling and they will have more space to hurt our benefits. Also, when you use this app, you'll see whenever you're getting warning letters from this app, they will say either this or that violated our community rules, but they will not let you know the details. So the only thing is you can delete everything to keep your account safety. However, if you write something or when you post something and the system thought you violated the rules, then that will be very troublesome. If you're a creator, you will never know where the red line is. So whenever you step on the red line, they will just say, hey, you stepped on the red line, but they will not let you know what red lines are. Even if you think you can decode the laws or rules from different angles, or you are already a professional lawyer, however, it doesn't mean you can survive under dictatorship. In dictators' countries, sometimes if they think the case is important, then people do not have any rights or chances to hire their own lawyers. Instead, the government will arrange lawyers for them. And of course, the arranged lawyer will just speak for the government instead of the victims. And there is also a place called Petition Bureau. This is a place where people can use to make their voice be heard if they thought they were treated unfairly at the court. However, the process would be extremely tough and troublesome. First is the queue is endless. You need to spend hours or even days to bring your materials and docs to that office. And usually in the middle, police will just push you back. And they will warn you, if you come here again, I will stop your WeChat payment, stop your Ali payment, and also prevent you from getting here. And later on, you cannot use your money. And even if you brought your documents to the office, and mostly they will just say received and then reject. They will never let you know why. So most people think Petition Bureau is a hope. However, when you actually go there, you will find how hopeless it is. This app is also the same. So when you think the system misunderstandingly banned your account or deleted your post, there is a button called appeal. However, when you start to appeal, you cannot provide any sentences or any evidence to prove that you are correct. So they can judge. They can ban your account whenever they want, and they can delete the post according to their needs. There is no space for negotiation for you. When you report someone else, but that someone is useful for the system, you will receive, sorry, this is rejected. The post was not removed. There is also a review button, but when you click that, it's not the final step. You have to do so many things, and each of the steps takes you at least 10 seconds or even more. So they have to review and then give you the final answer. But when you reported so many posts at the same time, you will see this. This design does not make any sense, because when you see each of the notification, you will find out all of these are the same. So you don't know which one you clicked already and which one you didn't. That's why you need to monitor very carefully, or you will be wasting a lot of time. Dictatorship works all the same, because they will put so many obstacles on the way of maintaining your rights and make you think it's troublesome and exhausting. So many people will give up on the halfway. The fourth similarity is lack of repetition. Dictators will usually promise a lot to its citizens because they want citizens to believe it's a good government. However, when it's time to fulfill their promises, they will just say, I didn't say so. They want to use lies to make dreams for people, but they just don't want to pay anything. My second account got banned when the advertisement fee was not finished, which means that my account was banned. I still had some money in my account, but they never let me know how I can get my money refunded. So it's a big problem of the reputation. And also my third account, I want to try the verification to pay the monthly. And immediately after my payment, my third account got banned. And I didn't get my money back. Last but not least is the collective punishment, which means that if someone is guilty, then his family, for example, parents, siblings, spouse, these people will also be implicated. So suppose if someone is living under dictatorship, he has very high GPA and he is able to enter famous university for his future study, but his dad is a murderer, then the society will refuse this person because they think if someone is really bad from your family, then the whole family will not be accepted. So when my third account was suspended, I have another account that's a couple of accounts from me and my husband. This account was also suspended because the system thought these two accounts had connections. So if one thing is guilty, then the other thing could have huge problems as well. I'm not sure if I can appeal or not, but at least our couple account didn't violate any of the community rules. But because of the collective punishment, these two accounts, one is already banned and the other one, I don't think it can survive. Anyway, on this app or under dictatorship, if you made one mistake previously or someone who had connections with you made some mistakes, it means your whole life could be destroyed. Well, that's almost the end of today's video. I think it's time for me to get a TikTok account because I tried to register a new account, but I used my old email address and the system told me within just 1 hour, my completely new account was also suspended. I can appeal, but I don't think it helps. I really don't like TikTok, but I don't think Instagram will allow me to use their service. Let's see and meet each other on TikTok.